Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Life. We're doing another Design Your Own set, and this time we're going to the blacker side of metal. Well, symphonic black metal here. It is Dimmu Borgir. I think I would definitely had an easier time than you on this.
Oh, yeah.
But it was one of those where it's like when you're trying to look back through, say, the early albums, particularly like things like Stormblast. I don't know as well. I came into them on Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, and then I went forward, not backwards, because by that point they had so many albums out. So that's kind of where I draw from. But we will see what we've got, see how much we double up, see who's got the better sets. Do you want to get us started?
Yeah, sure. So intro, I've gone for an instrumental actually, because I just thought it'd be a nice way to build up to the song. But because it's lengthy, I left it as a song on its own. And that is the instrumental Fear and Wonder, which is from Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. Fucking titles they give to some of their albums, man.
They are mouthfuls. My intro draws from that album as well, Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia, but it is arguably, to me, my favorite Dimmu song to date. It is Puritania. And I haven't seen that song live. So like the idea of them coming out and opening with that utterly evil, bastardized thing they have, and the spit, that was the first thing I wrote. I was like, that's the intro. You already know it. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So main portion of the set then. I've got a bit of a mismatch in here. Same as you, I don't really know albums well back in the past, but I know songs from them. Like I think maybe songs that, I don't know if hit's not the right word for this sort of music back then, but songs that I guess were most popular come up in random shuffles over time. But the main set for me starts off with, so obviously after coming off an instrumental, I just wanted to get straight into it. So this probably features quite early for a lot of people, but it's Morning Palace.
Well, that is early.
Yeah, but you know, I think like, I want an impact now. Do you know what I mean? I've had a nice instrumental build up. Now it's going to be getting right by the throat
as well. That dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So then after this, I've got Progenies of the Great Apocalypse from Death Cult Armageddon, followed by The Serpentine Offering, in Sorte Diaboli, whatever.
Cool.
Indoctrination, which is also from Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. Actually turned out that I had quite a lot from that album. I didn't realize how many I liked from that album. And then I've got Master of Disharmony, which is from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, one of my favorites on that album. The Chosen Legacy, which is also from In Sorte Diaboli. And then the only one that features from their most recent album, Aeonian. The only song that I think is any good on it, it is Alpha Aeon Omega.
Wow.
To end my main portion.
Incredible. Yeah, nothing from that album came. In fact, you'll notice with mine, the latest run of stuff, there ain't much from. We'll get going. Right, so part one then kicks back in. We come back with Entrance from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant. Oh, no, tell a lie. I do have an Aeonian one here. I forgot. It's number 6 one, the Empyrean Phoenix, which I actually think is a good song. Then I've also got Progenies of the Great Apocalypse from Death Cult Armageddon. It's one of the, dare I say, the hits of Dimmu Borgir, but it is a good song. It's just one of those that's been played a lot. Antichrist from Stormblast, before the Maelstrom Mephisto turns up from Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. Then we go to Abrahadabra, that title, Abrahadabra, and it's Ritualist, which I think is a good song. Before we go to, in the end of part one, with In Death's Embrace from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Cool. So my second half of the main set, I'm going to start off with the track Dimmu Borgir from Abrahadabra. Then I've got Prudence Fall from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant again. And then continue raping the next album as well. I've got Puritania from Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. Then I've got Kings of the Carnival Creation from the same album again. And then probably, I think the oldest one on my list actually, which is the title track, Stormblast, which is a great song. Cool. And the only one I think I know from that album, to be honest with you. Then I've got Arcane Life Force Mysteria, Spiritual Black Dimensions. And my ending of my main part of the set is the back to Enthroned Darkness Triumphant yet again, almost done the whole album now, and I've got Spellbound by the Devil.
By the Doubt, of course. Yeah, can't argue with a lot of those. Some missing on mine though. All right, my part 2. Then we get back into it with For Old Tid from For Old Tid. Before we do Unorthodox Manifesto from Death Cult Armageddon, followed by Reptile, which is probably my favorite song of Spiritual Black Dimensions. Then we've got Kings of Carnival Creation. Of course, we already said that was such a fucking banger. It had to be in here. Before we do Dodsford from Storm Blast, and then Stein from For Old Tid. Before my main portion ends with, and you had it earlier on, it was always going to be the last track I play from the main set, because it was the first Dimmu Borgir song I ever heard. It's Morning Palace from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant. Yeah. Interesting to see what's in the encore then.
Yeah, I just realised that I haven't quite finished doing the whole of Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, because I have some more for my encore.
Then you basically have the whole album, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got starting off with In Death's Embrace, followed by Gateways from Abrahadabra, which is a song I particularly love. And then my favourite Dimmu Borgir song, actually, overall, which is also from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, which is The Succubus in Rapture.
Excellent.
Thus ends the set.
Thus ends the set. Fuck Gateways, dude.
No, you don't like it?
I when it first came out, I remember being like, I like this. I do like this. I do like this. And I was trying to convince myself for ages I liked it. And eventually I just gave up and was like, no, come on, man. Stop lying to yourself. You do not like this song.
Maybe I just haven't reached that point yet.
My encore then. We begin with Hybrid Stigmata, the Apostasis from Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. Before my only track from In Sorte Diaboli, but I do love it. It's a sacrilegious scorn. I must say, we didn't mention this at the beginning, but we probably should say it. For this, we are going to have Vortex come back for these a lot of these songs. We are. That's the truth, because I'm not listening to the speaker.
We're taking some assumptions here, aren't we?
Yes. And my last track is my last one is my favorite Dimmu Borgir song to date. It is The Insight and the Catharsis from Spiritual Black Dimensions, the greatest Dimmu Borgir song ever released. Fight me on that. It is true. I am right. When we eventually do a track by track for that album, Brendan will come back to me and say, oh shit, you were right. He will.
That's almost as good as a Succubus in Rapture.
But there you go. There's our Dimmu Borgir track by track. Design your own set. Let us know yours in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?